In this video, I'm going to be going through my Game Week 20 transfer watch list to see which players I might want to bring in for Game Week 20 and beyond, and hopefully this video can help you with your team selections as well. So yeah, without further ado, let's get right into it. Now before I get into this video, I do want to apologize if I do sound a bit groggy because I have COVID right now. And yeah, first time in during this whole pandemic I've caught COVID. So great start to 2023 for me. So yeah, just bear with me. So yeah, let's get right into it. So this is my team for the most part, and I'm mostly okay with it. There's some players that I do want to kind of get rid of. For example, Salah and Solanke. And yeah, for the rest of it, I feel okay with. Maybe get rid of Reece James as well, but you know, it's not the highest priority for me right now. So I feel okay for the moment to hang on to him because I don't feel like it's going to affect me too badly in the coming game week. So yeah, so let's get into it. So this is my watch list, and these are kind of the players that I'm kind of looking at and seeing, like, you know, because I'm intrigued somehow. I am aroused by some of these players. So because I feel like these could definitely be big hitters for the upcoming weeks ahead. So for goalkeepers, we got firstly Nick Pope. I'm liking the way Newcastle play. They seem very defensively solid against Arsenal, and yeah, they look really good. They can be very solid when they need to, and they've got a good bunch of fixtures coming up, so I feel like him plus Trippier will be an excellent clean sheet combo, which seems pretty likely in my opinion because, you know, Fulham, you know, actually maybe not. Mitrovic is on fire, but these next three, it should be okay, and Liverpool are just not that great. So I feel like, you know, could be an option for me, but I'm still pretty happy with De Gea. So it's not really, you know, top priority, as you would say. So we've also got Sanchez as well. Again, I'm liking De Zerbi, man. He is doing really well. I really like the way his team plays, and I feel like Brighton, yeah, it can be a tough outfit against anyone. So I feel like, you know, he can get results at any given moment. So, and apart from Liverpool, nice run of fixtures as well. So yeah, Brighton, I like the look of them. And if you're enjoying this video, please be sure to hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, hit those notifications on for more FPL content so you don't miss any more content from me. Okay, so for defenders, I've got these four. I've got Ben White. The main reason I've got Ben White is because if I need to cheap out and save some money from somewhere and invest in somewhere else in my team, I can easily go to him, you know, trade Gabriel in for Ben White, save $500,000 and invest somewhere else. But otherwise, I feel like I'm pretty happy with Gabriel, so I don't feel like there's a huge need to get rid of him because, you know, I feel pretty confident, and I've got a lot of money in the bank. So yeah, not so high on my to-do list. Luke Shaw, out of the four, this is probably the one defender I'm probably going to add. Not now though, but because, you know, Man City and Arsenal are just incredibly tough games. So yeah, you could concede there. So I'll probably wait until game week 22, and he's got a nice run of games. And so yeah, if I want to switch someone else, maybe probably get rid of Reece James, honestly. So if I want to get rid of Reece James, I'll probably go with Luke Shaw. Lewis Dunk, I'm liking Lewis Dunk because after the Liverpool game, nice run of fixtures, and De Zerbi is amazing. Well, his team is performing amazing for sure. So he's a real option as well for me if I want to, get rid of any defenders. I'll probably get rid of, like, honestly, James and Cancelo, to be honest, so I can bring in Shaw and Dunk in the future. Should I take hits on it? I'm not too sure right now, but it's one of the options. It is one of the priorities I want to change, but it's not like the highest. I've got a couple more priorities which I'll get into later in this video, but yeah, I feel like if I want to switch up the defense, it'll be Luke Shaw and Lewis Dunk because, yeah, I feel like they're good options. And we've got Rico Lewis. I'm very intrigued. You know, Pep, he's just in his own world, honestly. So he plays whoever, whenever. So, and it seems like now Rico Lewis is getting a lot of games, and he's very cheap. 4 million for a Man City defender that starts pretty much every game, or for the foreseeable future, I mean, that's something you definitely have to consider. So, yeah. So these are the 4 that I'm looking at. You guys, I think if you guys are going to bring in defender, if you should bring in Shaw and Dunk if you haven't done so already. So yeah, which is probably what I'm going to be doing in the weeks ahead. Okay, in the midfield, we've got a lot of them, so we're going to go through them really quickly. Firstly, Kevin De Bruyne. I mean, I've not been impressed with his performances lately, but, you know, he's Kevin De Bruyne. Like, he doesn't go bad overnight. He's obviously a quality player, so he can turn it on at any given moment. So I feel like I'm always going to be watching Kevin De Bruyne and see how he performs because, you know, he's just that great of a player. And yeah, it would be pretty stupid if you don't have your eye on him, or if you just discount him completely for not performing well recently. So yeah, he's in there. Let's see how he does, but probably not going to bring him in now. Saka, you know, if I want to switch it up from Martinelli or Odegaard, he's an option. You know, Arsenal are just amazing, so obviously worth a look at. Rodrigo, now I feel like you all should be looking into getting Rodrigo because look at these fixtures, man. He is there are so many easy fixtures, and like he's got 10 goals this season. I mean, come on now. That's that's basically almost a guaranteed hit. Almost a guaranteed hit, because unless he gets injured, obviously. So I feel like I'm gonna bring him in. What my plan is, I'm probably gonna get rid of Salah, bring in Rodrigo, and then use that extra cash to get Kane instead of Solanke. So I feel like that's the main thing that I want to focus on right now. Whether I want to take a -4, you know, is still up for debate. So for me, that's the option I'm probably going to go with, but you know, which I am going to go with actually, but you know, just whether I want to take a -4, that's all. So next we've got 3 Brighton midfielders. We got Gross, Trossard, and Mitoma. I love Mitoma. I think I was so impressed with his World Cup, and he's performing now for Brighton, and the fixtures are getting easier, so I feel like, yeah, it's worth looking into some Brighton midfielders, and McAllister, obviously, when he gets back from the World Cup break, which is probably pretty soon. So, yeah, I feel like Brighton midfielders, if you want, especially a cheap midfielder, Gross and Mitoma and McAllister, they're very cheap options, which could definitely start providing very soon. So I would look into getting some Brighton midfielders. We've got Foden and Bernardo. These are just like De Bruyne, they're quality players, so they're obviously worth looking at. But you know, with Pep, like I said, you never know what he's thinking. So yeah, just on the watch list for now. Foden, you know, quality. I like him a lot in real life. You know, he's great. And Bernardo, because look, if you look at these fixtures, like he's the one that's least resistant to Pep Roulette. So he plays pretty much majority of the games, almost all of them. So I feel like if he could be an option, but you know, he's not hitting as highly as like, you know, Foden or De Bruyne. So, you know, I'd watch. Like I said, the reason he's on the watch list, I keep my eye on it. Mason Mount, not a bad option in my opinion. For me, obviously if you have him as well, you know, I feel like he's a good option for you to put in your teams because, you know, even though Chelsea, I'm not rating Chelsea, you know. The problem with Chelsea is that Potter, it just doesn't seem like he has really control of like the transfers. Obviously, this is his first transfer window. The players he inherited were not his, so part of me is not surprised that Chelsea are not doing very well right now because, you know, the players aren't of Potter's liking. So, but to be honest, with the way Bowley's running the club, it seems like he like just decides, or like the upper management decides on what players to sign, and you know, Potter just has to deal with it. Like Enzo Fernandez, right? He wasn't linked to Chelsea prior to the World Cup, so they just looked at him and be like, oh, he's had a good World Cup, and be like, yeah, like we should sign him, you know. So I just feel like it's very a scattergun approach. I mean, like look at Lavia as well from Southampton. They tried to sign him. Even when he joined Southampton in that same summer, it's just very scattergunny. So I feel like I feel like they need to, if Chelsea want to like consistently challenge, they need to really have back their manager and what he wants to do. So, but I'm a Man United fan. I'm very happy with the way they're running right now. James Ward-Prowse, Southampton are pretty dead. I mean, they're last. So, but I feel like if there is going to be a resurgence with Southampton, it's going to be led by James Ward-Prowse. Obviously, we know he is a free kick maestro, so he can pop them in at any given moment. Jack Grealish, I forgot to talk about him. Out of the Man City midfielders, I feel like he's been performing the best as of late. So, he was on the bench against Chelsea, but with his good performances, maybe he could start. But Pep Guardiola, like I said, you never know. And Anthony, to be honest, I don't really know why he's on here. I think I forgot to get rid of him because you all should be having Marcus Rashford. But I'm sure all of you watching are pros at FPL, so you will all have Marcus Rashford on your team. So yeah, that's my midfield, what I'm looking at. Let's remove him, and yeah, that's pretty the midfield choices that I'm looking with. I mean, I'm pretty the only player I'm unhappy with is Mo Salah, but the rest I'm pretty happy to run with. So yeah, like I said, plan is get Rodrigo, so I can get Harry Kane for the striker spot. So yeah, so that's the plan. And for the front line, we've got Kane. Like I said, probably going to go with him in the next couple weeks. Whether I take him a hit of -4, we'll wait and see. Wilson, he is just on fire, with Isak being injured. The reason I have Isak on my watch list because, when he comes back, he's a 70 million pound striker. And you're not going to bench a 70 million pound striker, especially with Newcastle only recently inheriting a lot of money. So I feel like when Isak comes back, he could come back in, and especially Newcastle being a Champions League side now, well, they're performing like a Champions League side right now, he could definitely, I could see him, performing really well. And next up, we've got Darwin Carroll, Darwin Lambert, Darwin Lakaka, whatever you want to name him. He is not performing right now, but, I feel like if he can just, get it together, I feel like he will be a scary player. Whether it's this season or not, I'm not so sure, so that's why he's on the watch list. Let's see how he does. I feel like Liverpool are very dead. They have no midfield. They need to, if they're going to improve, they need some midfielders. So yeah, not this season, I feel like they're not going to do very much, but next season, if they sign Jude Bellingham or maybe someone else, they could do better. So we'll wait and see. Scamacca, basically if West Ham want to improve, Scamacca's got to start scoring. But, I'm not too keen on Scamacca, honestly. Julian Alvarez, like I said, Pep Roulette is in effect, so he could come in at any given time. Probably not for Holland, probably as a front two with Holland. So, if he wasn't at Man City, he'd probably be starting and probably be scoring like 15 goals a season, because he is just really good. I really like him or not. Why we didn't go for him at Man United, I will never know. He is really good. He's got a lot of potential, and it's just a consequence of Glazer ownership. So it's a good thing that they're going, because we'll finally, hopefully, be getting some more competent people to run the club. And we've got Mr. Evan Ferguson, 2 goals in 2 games. Not too shabby. I mean, he's a really cheap option. So if you really need to cheap out, I mean, he could be one to look out for. I mean, obviously, I feel like who's their striker? Welbeck is out, so they're playing Ferguson. And with the form that he's in, he's probably going to continue be playing and starting. So yeah, one to look out. I'm going to look out for this guy. A lot of Brighton players, because I feel like they're going to start doing really well. Like, I've got a Brighton player for each section: goalkeeper, defender, midfield, and forward. So yeah, Brighton, I feel like, are definitely on the up, and you should be looking into some Brighton players. So yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Let me know in the comments down below if you found this video helpful, and please be sure to leave a like, hit that subscribe button, hit those notifications on for more FPL content from me, and follow me on the socials as well. The links are going to be in the description, so follow me on there. I'm going to be posting more on there. So yeah, until next time, see ya!